Good morning. This is Eric Aguiar with From the Ground Up. In a previous episode, we made a soccer analogy in which the main point was to show us that all of us have a role in the public safety mission. If we can revert back to that analogy momentarily to make this point, and again, not as the expert in the room, but as a light bulb. Let's imagine a soccer team in which the defense, the midfield, and the forwards all have a separate agenda and zero collective effort. What will that team's performance look like? I'm certain that we can all agree that that team would lack cohesion, and as such, will lack success. Similarly, as a community, be you a church, a school, a private organization, or the public at large, what culture of safety have you created? And is it cohesive with the police's effort to keep you safe? If we take a from the ground up look at the issues we are discussing today, I hope that we can conclude that we must stop the trend of only being safety conscious and safety aware after a major incident. I am not proposing that we live our lives in a constant state of paranoia. What I am saying is that I hope we realize that to live in a constant lackadaisical state does not render positive results for our safety. As we take it from a ground up look at things and look to the future of what a solution would look like and what our part is in it, it's not all bad news. There's actually some good news, followed by some bad news if we choose to not take any action. The good news is, mathematically speaking, if you add the number of schools, churches, and local businesses in the United States, and you add up all the major catastrophes that have happened, most schools, churches, and organizations have never been victimized by a catastrophe. The bad news is, if we do not develop a culture of safety, the likelihood of it happening to us grows. Companies have a finite budget, so it is a trend for organizations to allocate funds and resources towards dealing with the likelihood and not towards anticipating the possibility. And that is what I believe is one of the major flaws of the public safety effort of most organizations. Said another way, while the likelihood of a major active threat happening to your organization is percentage-wise small, the level of damage that your organization will incur if it decides not to invest in developing a culture of safety will be very big. Hopefully by now, the light bulb in the room has caused us to see the value of having a cohesive effort, of having a culture of safety. With those two things, we ask ourselves, what are some actionable items that we can take today? As a director for your organization, sit your staff members down and ask them these 4 questions. If a potential threat is recognized by any one of them, what is the protocol response? How do they alert the community? Does the responding police agency know the blueprint? And do they have access to your building? From a ground up perspective, and as the light bulb in the room, not as the expert, if you do those 4 things today, your community and yourself will be a little more safer than yesterday. And that is the key objective. And as always, if you would like help in your staff meetings by having me present to either answer those questions or to lead that portion of the meeting, I'm more than happy to help. Please reach out to me at tacticalpoliceleadership9@gmail.com. One final thought. When you develop a culture of safety, you are not eliminating the risk of threats. You are minimizing it. And that is all that we can hope for. Until next time, stay safe. Have a plan. God bless.